It's an amazing phenomenon in Victoria.
It's not a restaurant, it's an experience. It's not only the nostalgia, but such a special place that I hope lives long and beyond.
I love that it really feels like you're in Chicago or New York or something. It's got that big city vibe. If you're not friends with the table next to you, you just might be by the end, you know?
I went down to Old Joe's bar on the corner by the square. They were serving drinks as usual. The regular crowd was there.
Back in the mid-90s, when I arrived in Victoria as a new musician from Toronto, I struggled to find venues to showcase my hip-hop jazz band. A stroke of luck led me to Pagliacci's. As soon as I entered the door, I was captivated and immediately embraced. The atmosphere, hospitality, food, and music made me feel right at home. Over time, I discovered it was a cherished family-operated business. I invite you to join me in meeting some of the owners, staff, and patrons as we dive deep into the essence of this tiny cultural phenomenon called Pagliacci's. Come on in.
But she'll never find a sweeter man. No, she'll never find a sweeter man. No, she'll never find a sweeter man than me.
What a trip this Liebe has been.
It was 1979.
Yes.
And Alan had just brought me to Victoria and got me his job at CJVI writing commercials, which brought me from, both of us from Lasqueti Island here to Victoria. So we said, I've got to go to a movie. There's a Woody Allen movie in town. There's a Woody Allen. So we go to see Manhattan, which we loved. And we got out of the Cornet Theater on Yates and we were ecstatic. Let's go for a coffee and a cheesecake, which is what civilized people do. And Alan looked at me and said, there's no place. There's no cheesecake in Victoria.
What a trip.
I looked at him and he looked at me and he said, we should open a place.
Lo and behold, we look up and there's a for sale sign. Elda Mason's Red Swing. We looked in the window, it was dark, and we was like, there's no jazz here, there's no damn espresso, come on, this city is dead. Let's rent it, let's do it. You know, and we just had a chuckle, but it gelled.
That was really Alan. Alan's had the vision for Pagliacci.
Oh, I thought you wanted it too, though.
Absolutely. Oh, I never argued with you, you know. Oh, not at all. We shared these
ideas,
commonalities. We shared these visions. We shared these.
We wanted a place that we could go ourselves. And that was the impetus, I think, behind it. It was a place where we felt like, all right, we can do something good here and we can actually have a good menu.
We opened the joint and the first thing we think is, okay, no mural of Mount Vesuvius. We don't want climbing grapevines on the, no Chianti bottles, no oversized Chianti bottles.
This is not your typical Italian.
This is not going to be an Italian restaurant like you're used to it.
Right. This is a jazz club. There was no place that was doing it, and we wanted it. It was something that we wanted because we wanted to go to a place where we could see those people, where we could listen to jazz.
This is a joint. This is a real, sophisticated 30s joint, attracts people from all levels of life, from low to the high. And that was the birth of Pagliacci's.
Yeah, that's true. And Howie said, we won't have to work at the place. My brother David is going to run it. He's a genius at this stuff. We're going to bring him into the business. He'll be a partner, and he's going to take care of it, and we can do whatever we want. Which actually turned out to be exactly the opposite of what happened.
We just started by the seat of our pants. We knew some things that we knew for sure were great, like the Italian sausage sandwich. We made our own sausage, and we served it on focaccia. And we just started cooking what we knew. We had, I think, 4 items on the menu for the first few weeks.
Yeah, well, I had brought my mother into the business because she had been baking for an Italian restaurant. She has all these fabulous recipes, and she'll come up and she'll help us out. But my mother was a stickler for ingredients. They had to be the best. And so David and my mother would get into the minutia, down to the penny. And so they would come to a compromise, but they would argue about it.
We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We would just do it. That's all. And I think by day 3, there was a lineup around the bar. And it just grew from there.
Hey, you guys look with Noel? And who's back there? Suki, great. You know it's gonna be good tonight.
We had so many great acts come in. Dexter Gordon. We had the Manhattan Transfer come in.
Esther Phillip.
Esther Phillip.
I think she was one of our first big names that we
She was the first one, right?
So Alan said, go pick her up at the airport. Right? Okay, yeah. I think I had a 63 Volvo, and I went to get her.
Was amazing. I remember when we had Etta James, and we had no dressing room. Those were all moments that just shine in your memory because no one was doing that here. No one had live music. No one did anything like that until we started doing it. And to have talent like that come in, this is like something that we can do for the community. It's not something you ever see. Not anymore, anyway. Everything is so many restaurants are now very corporate, and yes, the food can be brilliant, but not like this, where it's not just the food, it's the family.
There is no pretense here, and there never was. In fact, it could cause arguments. People would come in that you could see they're having a quiet dinner, and we were full, and there'd be more people, and Howie'd say, "Get in here, George. You don't mind, do you?" And he was like, "Howie, you can't do that. They're having a night out. Oh, you're okay with this, aren't you?" And and it was great. People loved it. They had never been treated like that.
How are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Howie. I just got this. How you guys doing?
You could be at a table having, an intimate conversation on a date, and right next to you are a couple guys yelling about something, and on the other side, and you only have like 4 inches between you. That it was just this vibe that I never thought I'd ever experience, and never did until I went to New York City.
So right now I've got the backlighting button up, so I'm exposing all the people in silhouette in front of me. Back again. Haven't finished yet, huh? We're not getting any turnover on this table. No, I'm sorry. This is a spy system. This is so make sure we don't palm any cards.
Howard is a character, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he can be intense, but he started with his stamp on this restaurant, and I learned a lot from him. As you know, the room is very small, and what goes on in this room is incredible. And honestly, the connection it's much more than serving food to customers. It's really the experience with that table and with those customers. And over the years, one of the biggest things for me is just hearing those stories when the next generation comes in. So, I'll serve a family back in the day, and then they bring their kids in, and I watch their kids grow up, and then their kids have kids. Pags is kind of like the Rolling Stones. We just keep on, catering to the next generation. And I take a lot of pride in that.
It was really Solomon who elevated this. Everything really in the place now, even though it was Mary's focaccia bread.
Yeah.
It's really his manifestation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's imbued it with new life in a way.
That's right.
But he's bled into it too. And it's amazing what happens when you do that.
He's crazy about music. He's crazy about food. He knows alcohol. All the things. What did I know about alcohol? It was red or white. And then what choice, That was it. I know nothing. I know nothing about food except I know how to eat.
My father and my uncle opened the restaurant with another family, the Fiore family, in '79. I was born in 1981. My mother and father met in the restaurant here. And, when I was a little kid, I'd come in and go around shining shoes and charging a quarter to make some money, and, just to hang out with my dad and be in the restaurant. And I spent my life here. And I when I was a little bit older, I started pouring coffee on Sundays. And as time went on, I did pretty much every role in the restaurant. I got involved in music. I started playing with my band in the restaurant and booking gigs here too. And then almost 10 years ago, my dad said, hey, we're looking for someone to run the restaurant. Do you know anybody? I said, that's what I do for a living, right, Dad? The food concept behind Pagliacci's is that it is honest food that we love. We never for a second put something on our menu that we don't feel we can be proud of, that isn't made in-house with the best ingredients for the job. And that's really what it is. Is this something that is going to make people feel good?
There's certain dishes that we have from day one. We don't mess around with those. Our marinara sauce, our bechamel sauce, and that's one of my main job is to make sure that stay consistent. But everything else here, it is an open book. You want to try something? Go ahead. You want to put samosas on the menu? Let's give it a shot. And that's how the menu grew, with a lot of different influence from chefs. I have met amazing staff members over the years.
It's a super collaborative team here, and it's one of the super exciting parts of being on the culinary management team here. We support each other really well, and we get to benefit from the massive experience of Suk, and he gets to benefit from the completely different experience of myself and Daryl.
I've been here 38 years. I bring my culture at the soup. I add my own recipe a little bit, cumin, coriander, and chili flakes, make a little bit nice spice. This recipe's secret is with love and care.
Busy, it's hard to explain. It's just like go, go, go. And you're multitasking like 10 different things at once. And everyone has to work together to get this done. And we're signaling across the restaurant, we need OK4 over there. And this person needs bread. And it's just, it's exciting, it's energetic. That's why I like it so much.
It's just got such a family atmosphere, like family structure. And that I come from being community where everybody kind of helps each other out. I don't care if I'm a head chef, if I need to jump in the dish area, I'll do it. Just to keep that wheel churning smoothly going. And that's the community part is just when somebody's down and out, just help each other out. And that's part of the reason some of the staff has been here a long time. Pagliacci's going to be there for them.
My name is Sadie, and sometimes I like to help out by bussing tables. Working with my dad is interesting. And this is my dog, Mitzvah. He is tired. That's his role at the restaurant.
Pagliacci's is where people come to eat Italian food cooked by Sikhs and served to them by Jews. And really, we've always been a welcoming place for anybody of any ethnicity or religion or sexuality. We're not necessarily a politically correct place. We'll probably use half the wrong words most of the time. But the point is that people are welcome here and that we've always really thrived off personal expression. This is a place where it's about being who you are and expressing yourself and having big, bold flavors and big, bold ways of living. And I encourage that through my whole staff to be who they are and to welcome every single guest who comes in here for who they are.
When you travel the world and wherever you go, you ask the local people, you ask the concierge, you ask people, where do you go to eat? Pagliacci's is amazing because their attention to detail has taught me so much. Make them feel good, treat them like it's their home, and they keep coming back.
As a general manager, all I gotta do is just make sure I love my people, make sure they're happy. That love is transferred from me to them, to the customer, and we make people happy. If I've taken somebody who's having a bad time in their day and they get 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours of enjoyment, then I've done my job, and that's all I wanna do.
We've had more than our fair share of celebrities at Pagliacci's. Ian McKellen was shooting a movie in town, Meal I Did Eat, and he started showing up here and loved it. Started showing up every day for lunch, and then started showing up after hours, and my kitchen guys would just cook him food after hours to hang out with them. And then one day, about a block away, it was the day before the second Lord of the Rings came out. I'm walking down the street on a day off, and I hear behind me someone goes, "Solomon!" And I just look around. I'm like, "Oh, hi, and how you doing?" And he goes, held up a bag. "I just got soup from your restaurant." And I was like, "Oh, thanks so much. What you up to? Why aren't you eating in house today?" And he goes, "We have a screening of the second Lord of the Rings at the Vic Theater over here. You want to come?" I went, "All right."
I'm so proud of my son. He's brilliant. And, you know, people could say, well, Howie, Alan built the place, but Solomon has taken it from 10 years ago. He took command and he's elevated it.
He's maintained, but he's also taken it to another level.
That's right.
And also his own personality.
When I came in almost 10 years ago, I knew there was some stuff that had to stay the same here. We had to have the same amazing tomato sauce. We had to say the same standards of service, right? We had to keep dedicated to our live music scene.
Well, the music concept at Pags is a continuation of the initial vision that went along with this restaurant to not only open up a restaurant, to have a sort of an arts hub. Every town with a good music scene has an establishment or two around which the musicians center themselves. And it's a place they generally feel welcome. It's a place they like to play. It's a place they appreciate playing for. And even in New York City, you get places like Smalls and all the little clubs. There's often not even that many people. And they get incredibly great names that will play there for, of course, a lot less money than when they're touring, because they appreciate the fact that that venue is keeping the music alive.
My name's Gene Hardy, and without Pagliacci's, there is no Gene Hardy. When I was about 14, I went to Pagliacci's with my friend Miles Black to play at the Talent Night. And so we played our 3 songs, and some guy comes marching up out of the crowd and screams, "That's it, there's no more Talent Night. These guys are going to be here every Monday from now on." And that was Howie Siegel. And so for my high school years, I had a house gig at Pagliacci's on Mondays.
Oh, well, their commitment to the music is my favorite. It's been a central part of me growing as a musician. And considering the Victoria music scene, like back in the 90s, there was so much. You can go anywhere and listen to music. And now it seems really rare to be able to go and actually see a live band. Just go have some dinner and listen to good music. So their commitment to the music scene has been amazing. Food's great, all that stuff too there, the music scenes.
Pegs is an all-ages venue, so there's such a shortage of all-age venues in the world and in North America, so it's really an asset to building community in the next generation. The whole vibe of the place is just so creative, you know, and they play old movies, the soundtracks in the bathroom, so you can get a good chuckle when you are going to the bathroom too.
It's like the center of so many things. Culture, community. It's where I could go and just really be myself, you know, like with music. And I realized Pagliacci's gives you that place as an artist to just do your thing. They don't say, you know, play Brown Eyed Girl or Corporate Hits or whatever. You know what I mean? You go and you do your art, and that's what they love. It's been a beautiful place. Like I've played on so many different bands and so much different art got to flourish there because of the open policy.
Where Pagliacci means you in playing there and as a community?
It means bread. Means bread. It's just been a place to grow as an artist and a musician. I mean, I probably played there with 30, 40 different groups and just learned how to become a musician. And now I got the laminates to show. This is what it gets. 30 years of playing at Pagliacci's, free bread and laminates.
I've been playing music for forever. I was born into it, I guess, and I started playing in Victoria when I was in my early 20s, and I love the fact that all the bands that I started with, they all kind of came from Pagliacci's restaurant.
The restaurant experienced many highs, but also had some lows, such as when Alan, one of the founding partners, decided it was time to move on and leave the restaurant behind.
The impetus of me leaving here was I felt like I really I had to concentrate on something that I'd wanted to do since I was 12 years old and had started doing when I was 12. And it was eating at me all the time. It was like, I have no time to write. I have no time to write. So I approached Howard and I said, look, man, I think I got to get out. I think I have to try to pursue my career.
When Alan left, I think it was hard for him. He's such a creative human being, incredibly. He's constantly working his brain, and he wanted to do more. It was a little scary, you know, but it worked out. It worked out.
The restaurant faced another major crisis in 2019 with the onset of COVID. The staff lost their job, musicians had no place to perform. The restaurant's future was uncertain as they struggled to get through the crisis.
So COVID was obviously a crazy time. It was every 2 months we had to completely reinvent how a restaurant works. We went from having no dining room to having some dining room to having people all up and down the street. It was a crazy time. It was exciting in its way because we had a lot to do as managers and a lot of planning and all that.
One of the toughest things for me during COVID, because it just turned everything upside down, was not being able to hug or get a hug from people when they would come in. Those connections with customers, it's awesome. Because honestly, it's just natural. Like I took it for granted. I took it for granted. It was much more than just greeting. People that have been coming in here for years, we would actually hug each other, and it wasn't awkward. And during COVID, it was not a comfortable feeling. You know, at that point, it actually just felt mechanical, like I was just feeding people, you know, when they would come in the restaurant. And that really hit home. That was very humbling for me.
Pagliacci's is different than any other restaurant because of our natural approach to hospitality. And my father got that intuitively. You know, like you can read lots of books about the hospitality world now, but my father always got that it was about bringing people into your home every time you step through the door of Pagliacci's. I want them to feel like this is their place. That they're at that place that they can hang out and enjoy themselves. That they have the freedom to be expressive, to the freedom to say, hey, can I have a little bit more cheese, please? You know, like without being charged. And I want them to enjoy the music. I want them to really experience what going out, what community, what connection is about. Right, creating these memories. And creating joy is what you're supposed to be doing when you're going out. You're not supposed to be delicate and worry about, too much about how you look or if you're like got a bit of sauce on your chin. You're supposed to be having fun. And that's what I ultimately want, is I want them to feel the same way that my bubby, my grandmother, made me feel when she made a meal for me when I was a kid, which was that by making this meal and watching me eat it, that was her loving me. And I want every single person who comes in here to feel the way that I felt with my Jewish grandmother making me a meal when I was little.
Today marks the 45th anniversary of Pagliacci's, a celebration of music, friends, and memories. To honor this milestone, a special concert has been put together to bring bands, patrons, and community to commemorate this special iconic legacy establishment. Through music and heartfelt stories, we reflect on what Pagliacci's has meant to so many over the years.
This festival, this party,
Yeah.
is Solomon's. He came up to me, it was his concept, his desire to do it.
30 bands, a giant stage, 1,000 people out on the street. That's what it's about. And we've just given Victoria, a concert.
This is like something that we can do for the community and give back to the people who made this place.
Thank you, and welcome to our rehearsal.
And I fell in love with Pagliacci's from the first time I had lunch there, and I ended up working here, how many years later?
It's just an amazing part of this town that, you know, I'm so glad it's here, and I look forward to 45 more years to coming.
Happy New Yorkers. This is New York. I love it. It's like New York. Right here.
You know, this is bands from the past, present, and future of Pagliacci's basically, which is incredible. We're talking like, you know, bands that have been around for 30 years, bands that are playing right now, and the kids of bands that are playing right now, and which, you know, could very easily be the bands of tomorrow.
This place is more than a restaurant. It's a living legacy built on personal stories and passion. It's become a home and a community. Each generation continues the tradition. Keep its spirit alive through their own dedication and dreams.
Every now and then, I see people around town run around and act like a show clown. Living off atomic cologne, see a poor man lie on the ground. Walk, step around, can't give a dollar, a pound, or even lend a frown. Man, it's crazy. Stop.
Imagine.
A, you guys showed up. B, and what you're hearing are incredible musicians. I think they take it for granted. It's just guys playing. They figure it's a pickup band. It's not. And for many, this is where they started, where the connection started, where the music started. They watch somebody on stage and go, I want to do that.
Such a special place that I hope lives long and beyond. This place literally made me. It was like a second home. The socialization, everything that it provided me set me up for my life.
This is amazing. I'm enjoying myself so much. I have all my friends here with me. I got to invite so many of them, and I love being part of this atmosphere. It's so warm, and it really shows how Pagliacci's just, the atmosphere is always warm and welcoming, and it makes me so happy so many people can see that.
Oh, I worked here in 80. Oh, long time. Well, it was the greatest place. How it made it fun. We had great music, really good food. It was like having a party where you go catered.
I haven't seen Alan since I was a little boy, and I got to ask, hey, how's the food? And the tomato sauce is just the same. The Minnesota fats are the same. He told me, and you know, I feel bragging like I'm saying this, but he told me he's like, you kept everything classic and you elevated it, and it was kind of music to my ears, because that's always been the balance that I've tried to achieve, is keeping the classics the same, but elevating the entire experience as much as I can.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm meeting so many people I haven't seen in so many years that, you know, it breaks your heart, and at the same time it fills you up. So, what a tribute. I'm touched.
No sarcasm, no subtext. This is the nicest night of my life.
As the sun sets on another day at Pagliacci's, the legacy of Alan and Howie continues to thrive. Solomon now carries a torch, blending tradition with innovation, ensuring that the beloved restaurant remains a beacon of warmth and community. Through decades of laughter, music, and shared meals, Pagliacci's have woven itself into the fabric of Victoria. It stands as a testament to the power of dreams, resilience, and the unwavering support of family, community, and friends. Here's the 45 years of memories and many more to come. Pagliacci's, where the echoes of the past meets the promise of the future.
But you got to push it to the limit. Decide on your life and live it. The only one who's holding you back is you. But it's hard to keep up with